Okay, so now what we're gonna do is first we are gonna add some sort of control to the form we are gonna create, and then we're gonna manipulate the control we put on the form. So we're gonna first add something like a button or a checkbox or some kind of text which I'm calling control, and then we're gonna move it, resize it, stuff like that. Okay. So let me go to the Visual Basic. Here we are. Sorry, Visual Studio. So before going into all this control stuff, just wanted to show you some of the slow computer. Okay, no. Wait, let me go back to the form. Yep. So here you see that in the properties window, all these are all these properties are shown alphabetically. If you want to categorize them, then you can do this. This I forgot to show you earlier, but I think it needs some mention. So according to appearance, accessibility, behavior, design, focus, etc., etc. So depending on what you like, you can sort these properties according to alphabetical or into a categorical nature. Now, before adding some control to the form, I want to change the file name to something more meaningful. So I want to rename it. Now, there are a whole lot of ways to rename it. You can go here and either right click and hit rename, or in general Microsoft Office mode, like you can, once you have it selected, you can wait a while and click on it again and it will select the name. So I want to change this to something called a test form, meaning that this form is kind of for experimentation, for testing stuff. So now it's renamed test form, and you see the first letters of each word is capitalized. So this is what I call as the Pascal case. So now you see test form here, test form here, test form here. So all the names uh, designating the file or the form file is now changed. Here, if you go to file name test form. Now, but the thing is here it didn't change. Why? Because this is the text property. This has nothing to do with the file name. This is only based on the design of the file itself, not the name. So let me change that too. Now, how do I change that? At this time, this is focusing on the properties of the file itself. I want to go to the properties of the form. It might get confusing, but the file contains the form. These two are different things. This is the design. This file is containing the design and also like the background infrastructure. So you want to see the properties of the form instead of the file, which is being shown right here. Click on the form. See, everything changes here. Now you have so many properties. And you want to change this form one to something more meaningful. Then we go here to the, where was it? Okay, let me do it alphabetically so that I can find it out. So text, yes, that's what I want. Text. So I want to name it, this is a test form. And once I'm done with this, see, this changes. Voila, right? So you want to name it something else, just go here and change it. That's all you need to do. And so now that we have it changed, now let's add some stuff into it. So you go to the toolbox window, and if you this is like in the auto hide mode. So if you want to stay, if you want this thing to stay like this instead of going hiding and not hiding, so you click on here and it'll stay similar to what we have here, so you can see all that together. So these are the controls which I mentioned earlier before. So you have buttons, checkboxes, labels, list box, picture box, all sorts of stuff. So you have a lot of options in your hand on how to design your form. So what I want to do now is just add a button to this form. So there's different ways of doing it. I can click on once here and you see the pointer or the cursor has changed to something like this with the crosshair and the AB on the side. So now what I can do is I can click somewhere and drag it to whatever I want to, and whenever I have a size which I want, then I can just let go. And now we have a button. The size, its text, all are given in the button properties. See, if I go here, the properties changes to that of the whole form, and if I click here, the properties changes to that of the button. Easy enough, I guess. So this is one way of doing it. If you want a default size instead of a size specified by you, then you can click on here once and click on once here, and you'll get a default size. So instead of clicking and dragging here, just click once and you'll have a size which is set as default. I don't want this button here right now, so I'm going to delete it. Now you see there are so many placeholders, like this is what is each of these are placeholders which you use to either move with this four pointer crosshair from wherever to wherever, and then this is for resizing. And you want to rename this button, you can click here. Oh, sorry. This is actually the form file itself, all the codes in it, but I don't want to get here right now. If you double click on it, you'll go back to here. Either you can close it from here, or like me, you just go to the next tab with the design showing, and you can just go here and change it to click me, right? And you can change the size here by giving some other name. You can change the coordinates here, like if I instead of 59 I say 70, it'll shift to somewhere else. So this is basically the x coordinate and y coordinate. If you don't want, if you have like a set coordinate for everything, you know the exact coordinates, then you can just put them here instead of clicking and dragging and moving. And you see here if the once you bring it closer to like the sides, there's some lines at the end which signify it's trying to help you align stuff, which is a cool property according to me. And that's about it for this short tutorial. Now let's go on to the next slide.